what we have been focusing on are motions. You're learning to make these motions. Looking at the Murray Spivack, Richard Wilson technique, and Richard Martinez, and maybe Jack Verga. And I once I get started, there are more, right? And so this technique involves, it's very simple actually. There's only 7 basic strokes. And we're looking at the Murray Spivack Percussion Studio Library, going through the strokes, approaching these strokes as would Murray Spivack or Richard Wilson. And so we're also learning about how to get the stick to rebound, right? When I say motions, we have what is a wrist turn. In traditional, we have a rotation, okay? And we also have what Murray would refer to as being one of the 7 basic strokes. We have an upstroke and a downstroke, right? Upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke. In the left, it looks like that. And we so often go from a note on the way up or notes on the way up, upstroke, to downstroke that Murray called it one thing, which is the single stroke. The single stroke. Okay, ba da. Okay, and now we look at these strokes that are in this library, and we try to figure out how to play them with this particular technique, the motions that are utilized or are one of the 7 basic, or one or more of the 7 basic strokes to play said strokes in library. Now the Swiss triplet has been eluding you, although you actually did get it at the last lesson, but we'll have to see where it is because that's how this technique goes for a while, right? Maybe unless you're Buddy Rich, you might not even know what he's doing. We don't know. But clearly he's got a grip. He talks about it's all in the wrist. That's what this technique is. And he talks about the fact that I just read something in Modern Drummer, an anniversary issue from years ago, where he says, I don't use fingers, you know. And he actually says something interesting, which I don't know if I agree with, but he says, just try using your fingers. You'll drop the stick. Maybe, probably not, but maybe. But okay, so we're looking at the Swiss triplet. And why don't you just go ahead and play that for me without a metronome? I think that was Henry Adler. I think Martinez was telling me that it was Henry Adler that often promoted not using a metronome. Not all the time, but he thought that that was an important way to teach. Now go the other way.
Okay, that's a bit, yeah, a little bit.
Okay. This is quite, no, this is really, I find it fascinating. And you're enough of a drum nerd to probably find it fascinating as well. Your hand that is, in a sense, perhaps the pickup into the first note, the note that would land on the 1. The hand that landed on the 1 when you first started was the right, and you played the pickup into it on the left. The hand playing the pickup was doing and the right hand that wasn't playing the pickup was going da, 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 da. So you weren't throwing the hand open. Whether you were completely successful or not, you were still getting 2 notes. But we're using some, that's not important right now. But the hand that played the lead, played the note that lands on the 1 in the right, you weren't throwing. So in your mind, somehow the left had to go da, 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 blah, da, da, blah, da, da, blah, da. And then when I had you turn it around, you did the exact same thing. Although for a minute you threw both fingers open. You went da, blah, I don't even know how to do it. Da, blah, da, blah, da, da, blah, da, da, blah, da, da, blah, and this da, 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 da. And then it started to change, and it went into the hand making the playing the pickup into the core note, which is now on the left. Da, 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 and this hand started to turn. So you're doing da, 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 da. Fascinating. You see, so that means that you're not, whether or not you are intellectually, or certainly from a physical point of view, from a feel point of view, you're not recognizing that these are just, as Martinez calls them, these are split doubles.
Yeah.
They're just doubles. We can play doubles as flams. We can play doubles so that they're split completely evenly and sound like singles. We can play them as Swiss triplets, da blah da da blah da, right? So, but they're just doubles. So if they're just doubles, why is a double in one hand doing this, and in the other hand doing this? Kind of maybe a little wrist. But what we really want is, let's see if I get my left hand matched to where. But what we really want is or a throw. It's just, and when you see them split, it's just this, da, blah, da, blah, and the right hand's going, da, 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 right? We're just trying to turn our wrists, and at a certain point, the stick starts to rebound. I started off. You see how relaxed that is? It's just very relaxed. One hand is doing this, and the other hand is doing this. And you put them together. So the idea that one hand is playing a double one way, and eventually it would just turn into doubles, wouldn't it? I mean, it wouldn't turn into doubles. I'm just saying because they're doubles, just doubles. Just doubles. It's so simple that really is, right? So how do we get this across? Maybe we'll go to another stroke as well. We'll figure it out as we go. So all I want you to do is turn for 2 notes. Can you do that? Now to be successful in that, we have to have a wrist turn, and to connect with the introduction. To connect with the introduction, I talked to you about this technique being all about motions. Well, this is a motion. This is a wrist turn. This is one of the motions. It's a wrist turn. So you need to know how to do that, right? And then you have to have recognition of a fulcrum. Somewhere, different techniques have different ways of doing it. But this technique, and Richard Wilson, I'll say this, Richard Wilson would say, Kevin, there's no right or wrong way to play. But if you can find a more efficient way to play than what I'm showing you, I'd like to know it. So there's that. Now, first, maybe we just need to get a wrist turn. What does just a wrist turn feel like? Letting the stick lie in the hand, but we have consciousness of this 3-finger grip. All you're going to do is come up, via turning your wrist. Okay, so easy is you lift it up and it wants to fall. We kind of, what I feel is, watch, once I, look, see, it's really, once I, in other words, it's really focused on the 3 fingers. And then you can just let these hang out alongside, 4th and 5th. But what it feels like is, I had the pleasure of introducing wonderful Toronto drummer Mark Kelso.
Yeah.
He was here playing at, I think it was Le Cafe in Encino. And his favorite drummer in the world, one of his favorite drummers in the world, Carlos Vega. And Carlos studied for 13 years with me. So I brought Dick out to hear Mark, and it was cool that they got to meet. And interestingly, the one thing that Dick said to Mark, they talked a little bit, but it came to technique. He said, does the stick ask for clearance to come back down? That's all he did. That's how he, Mark was interested in, I'm sure, was interested in Dick's approach. And that's how he explained the approach. He said, does the stick ask for clearance to come back down? And so there is some of this, a lot of this feeling when I just turn my wrist. I set it into motion and I follow it up with this 3-finger grip, very relaxed, very relaxed. Follow it up and then I follow it down. It's like it's going to come down anyway. It's going to come down anyway, depending on how high we turn. That's the Jack Verga thing, where he made a really big deal out of it, and it's a really cool way to practice. But he's like, down is free. I'm thinking of it as I lift it up, I compel the stick upwards, and then the stick of its own accord, depending on how high I tossed that stick up and followed it up, that will determine how it will come down, because we're dealing with the weight of the stick, and it has its own relationship to gravity on this planet. So we want to lift it up just with this nice relaxed grip. It's focused on the front part of the hand, the 3-finger grip, and we toss it up and we follow it down. We don't need any arm. It's a wrist turn. We're just turning our wrist, just turning our wrist. Let me try to copy. Well, now I'm just going to copy. No, feels something's not quite right. Watch now. Just take this in. Meditate on the way the stick is traveling. Take it all in. We can narrow it down to certain points of focus. Look at the thing when it gets to the top. We have It goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yours goes like this. Totally different. It doesn't have anything to do with this. See, you watch for this property. Watch for the feeling of, what does Martinez calls it, like getting to the top of a roller coaster. And it goes, ooh. Or another student once described the motion as like a wave, an ocean wave. Crests, and then it stores up all this energy, and then it comes down. It doesn't go, right? So we're looking for this kind of quality. We're looking for, we've just got this very simple grip, and we're just going to lift it up. Once we set it in motion, we just follow it up while we have a grip, a nice relaxed grip, and then we follow it down and watch the property. Watch. Ooh, 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 ooh. You don't have to force it down. You're just following this down. Yeah. Better. It's a softer attack. Different attack. It's more solid without as much energy. It's solid because it doesn't have the quality of something being forced. It's power that comes from as much relaxation as possible, which means that the system is efficient. And you can hear that in the sound. Okay, so that was better, right? Okay, so we're going to do that again. Just copy me. Because of the distance from LA to Toronto, you probably won't quite be in sync, or because of the technological lack of development, perhaps we're not quite there yet. One day we'll be in the same room, 3D animation. Just copy me. Lift it up, let it come down. Lift it up, arms just hanging. Lift it up, wants to come down. Look how relaxed it is. Up, come down. Up, come down. 3-finger grip. Can you do it this way? Can you do it with just 3 fingers? You got to take your 4th off too. Don't force it down. Follow it down. There it is. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, now with that, can you? Okay, now just let your other fingers cascade in, but focus on this. Put your mind's center of attention on this part of the grip. Just because it doesn't, you can't see that here. I could be doing this, couldn't I? And you wouldn't maybe know. Because of the view, right? But I'm letting you know that what I'm focusing on is this. Okay, this. I'll make sure I'm in center of the screen. Okay, we'll see if that works. It's not bad. Right. Nice and relaxed. Can you do this? You do this at all? Yeah. There's some movement there. Could be a little movement, right? Isn't that what's going to happen when you get to the surface? So you're just going to go. So we're doing a single. You want to feel that, and then we just want to turn that into 2. Right? and relax. So it's going to be 2 notes. Just 2 notes. Turning my wrist with a 3-finger grip. Give me 2 notes. That's all it is. Let me hear you do that. Yeah. See how helpful it is to have a good wrist turn for 1 note?
Yeah.
So you're not going like this. Watch. And then you want 2 notes. So that's where Fergus talked about this. If you're using a lot of force down, then the typical thing to do is you throw your fingers open. And there is a way to play, and one can play with fingers. It's a whole other thing. Okay, and later at the end of the technique, Dick does start introducing fingers. This is the technique. It's not a finger thing. Okay? So because we're not forcing the down, it's just a nice relaxed turn. Now we have a chance for a rebound. And when it gets to the surface, it pops up, but we don't throw our fingers open. Watch. We're just going over the basic stuff because once you get this, everything comes from that. Everything is connected to these very simple applications of the use of a lever arm. They're the use of a lever system, which involves the lever arm. It involves force to the resistance, which is the weight of the arm, to the arm rocking over a fulcrum. Okay, so if we're just doing this, watch what happens. See, can you see the first class lever? Like a teeter-totter?
Yep.
See? So I want to get to this, and what I was saying is, I'm not throwing my hand open. I'm just maintaining this grip. I'm not going, which is what you're doing. So all you need to do is learn a good wrist turn, which will have the quality I described. It goes up and comes down. No matter how fast I go, watch. It just maintains that. See? It maintains that. See? And now I'm going to grow it into something else. See, I'm not throwing my hand. I'm using my wrist. See, there's up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so the stick will, if you have a good understanding of fulcrum, so your fulcrum, your 3-finger grip fulcrum is in place. The stick, when you get to this surface, it will want to do the force of the surface. Now the force is coming not from the wrist. Now the force is coming from the surface. So there are 2 applications of force, aren't there? There's the force that comes from the wrist over a fulcrum, right? Watch. And then, so there's this force, and then there's the force of the surface compelling the stick upward. Feel it? So there's 2 force, two applications. There's 1 application of force, but there's 2 elements of force in play. You're applying force with your wrist, and then the surface applies force to the stick when it touches the surface. And you get that kind of recoil. So show me a good wrist turn again. That's that nice, relaxed. Don't come up and then do this. No, remember you're following it. You got to once you set the stick in motion for a wrist turn, you're done. That's all you can do. You don't try to control. Don't try to control the thing in any way that's not necessary. Yeah, see, focus on the 3-finger grip. Now give me 2 notes. Remember that feeling of up to come down, the roller coaster. There, not bad. Da, da. There, it's going da-da, nice and open, da-da. See how easy that? Do that in the other hand now. First, give me a wrist turn. Swiss triplet doesn't stand a chance. We're going to figure it out. Or I'm going to help you figure it out. Do that in the other hand now. You're successful. Much better wrist turn. See? And the difference between success and failure in this technique can sometimes is often much smaller than you think. Now remember, we're not controlling that thing once we set it into motion. There, not bad. So we're focusing on the wrist turn, focusing on the 3-finger grip, and we're focusing on that idea of up to come down. The stick doesn't ask for clearance to come back down, does it? If you're doing it properly. It's as if you don't decide when the stick's going to come down. It's going to decide. If I throw it up this much, it's going to come down at a different rate, from a different height. If I throw it up this much, see, and this is like the essence of what I'm showing you. There. Now you have a 3-finger. Remember, we're focusing on the wrist turn. We're focused on maybe we should put it in this order. The wrist turn, which has that roller coaster kind of quality, up to come down quality. And we're focused on a 3-finger grip so that if we want, we could get 2 notes. Just by almost having the mind say, now I want 2 notes. Give me 2 notes. You know they're there. You know they're there. You feel your fulcrum? Yeah. Easy, just nice and easy. You don't have to do anything. Just ask for 2 notes. Ah, don't slam, you'll ruin it. Then you'll have to start pulling or find some other way to get that stick to come back to the surface with the speed you're looking for. Throw it down too hard, it's going to bounce up real fast, and you're going to have to bring it back the other way to get the next note. If you turn your wrist and let nature take its course, that stick will recoil just in relationship to how high your wrist turn is. Quite amazing how this works out so nicely. Okay, now that's all it is. And da da da. Now just go da da da, da da da. Now we have to remember, start with just the 2 wrist turns with all the things we talked about. We're focusing on, you tell me, what are you focused on? 3 things. What are they?
Well, the wrist turn.
Mm-hmm.
3-point grip.
No. I talked about a particular order in terms of considering the 3 aspects that we're focused on. Right? We talked about. It's very simple. You have a wrist turn. The wrist turn, if it's correct, will have a roller coaster up to come down feel, and we're focused on a 3-finger grip. Okay, that's the order I've come up with. Okay, because we're starting without the 3-finger grip's important, but we're really starting with a wrist turn. So can you get that? There you go. Don't slam it down. There it is. Now just let them bounce. It'll go da, da, da. You don't change your wrist turn at all. There. Remember the roller coaster, remember the wrist turn, and remember the 3-finger. There. No, you don't have to control it. Just have to turn once, and all you have to do is request 2 notes. You don't have to pull you with your fingers in the left. It's that nice wrist turn. No. There you go. There. There. Now go da blah da da blah da. That's all it is. Now keep that going. Go using your fingers. You'll mess up the timing and everything. You have to trust this is going to work, Joe. Okay, so you have the roller coaster. You've lost that on the left. The left is now, you're not turning as high. Stop, stop, stop to recalibrate. Give me 2 notes in the left. Do it again. There, 2 notes in the right. Now put them together. Don't lose that. You have to come up the same height, same roller coaster. There, there it is. Now make little throws. Just do that. Just make little throws. Okay. There you go. Now you're playing a Swiss triplet, the direction, much closer direction, in the direction of Murray Spivack, right? Because we've got, now we're going, I'd like your throw to not be quite as much as this. But you can fake it. At least I'm still bouncing, right? But we're looking for a wrist turn this way, and then a wrist turn this way. Okay? There. You were playing a Swiss triplet, and you were successful. Now, let's just see where you were. Da, blah, da, da, blah, da. Put your metronome on at 60. We'll just get a marking. And you're going to just give it to me on the wrist. And first, I want you to give me 2 warm-up turns for 2 notes.
You want this first?
Well, I want you to duplicate, yeah, and the left. It was the left that lost it. Okay, good. Now go ahead and give me this. Now just play them as Swiss triplets. You got to turn the same height. Go slamming, left slamming. No, you lost it. There it is. See? Yeah, the wrist turn is real important. 3-finger grip, so you don't have to throw your fingers open. Now we're getting, from there you're going to throw. Go ahead and throw. Much better, much better, much better. Now give that to me. Put the metronome up at, put it up at 80. Let's see what happens. There you go. Now turn that into Swiss triplets. Don't lose the heights of turn or anything. That's all it is. It's just doubles reconfigured. Don't go slamming. It's just that feeling. There, better. Now give me throws. Go throw your fingers open. 3-finger grip. Okay. Good. And I know you can do that the other way. Much better. Yes, you're going to work on that. You could probably get this up to 100. I know that you've had it up to 100 before, but not with you didn't know what you were doing. Don't go throwing your fingers open there. Don't go throwing your fingers open the left. Remind yourself of what just one wrist turn is. You don't throw your fingers open for one turn, do you? That's all it is. You're following the stick, aren't you? Just follow the stick. Follow the stick. Now just turn that into 2. Don't do anything, but turn it into 2 in your mind. Yeah. See, having the grip together, now your mind can determine. It's a little mysterious. Okay. I'll give you that. All right. Now, let's take a look at. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the flam tap. Okay, because now you're getting the ideas. So I said, I'm teaching you motions. teaching you motions, and teaching you about rebound, right? Which means I'm teaching you about how to create a fulcrum and have a grip, right? And how to have arms that are relaxed so that it's an honest to goodness wrist turn.
Yeah.
You know, doing this, you know, the guys that stick their elbows out and play, which I totally get. That was one of my habits. I would leverage. I want to leverage. I just didn't understand how not to leverage. And look what, listen to the sound. Listen how it changes. It's like goes up 3 half tones. That's a big deal. Most drummers don't think of playing in tune. It's okay with them, right? One hand is doing this down at the floor, but the left doesn't seem to get stuck out as much. I'm not sure why. For me, the left always seems to want to hang. Because maybe it's because you're rotating. Just rotating. But somehow the right. And so what we want to learn to do is leave our arms alone. Therefore ensuring that we have the opportunity to move around a fixed point in the universe. Maybe that's what you need now. Now we should work on your throw. We just got your fulcrum together and your wrist turn together. Your throw is still a little bit wonky, so that's what we're going to work on. Do you have accents and rebounds?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah.
Is it nearby? If it's not nearby, don't worry about it.
At home. Yeah, I'll have it for next time.
Bring it next time. You have Roy Burns's book.
Can I just quickly look for it? I may have it here.
Well, if not, then keep your eye out for the book I'm pretty sure you do have, which is the Roy Burns book. That'll work too.
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'll have to get it.
Okay. Well, what am I going to say to all these nice people?
Just tell them.
So, you want me to give them a Richard Wilson story or something charming? Why don't we talk about, although this pad isn't set up for it. Come on, Joe. We don't want too much of a gap. I didn't mean to. The momentum of the lesson is as important as you looking, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So so what we have. Oh, okay. So here's a rotation in traditional. So we have. It's the same. You're still making a motion on the way up, right? That is. This is for the traditional players. That is akin to the motion that we're making in the right, where we bend. Right? So you got this, but the difference is that in the right we're turning, and in the left we're rotating. We don't turn our wrists in traditional until we get to making a motion on the way up, and then we we do have. Okay. We have that, just like in the right, we have this. Okay, so, good. So now you have Roy Burns?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now I'm caught flat-footed. Oh yeah. Let me grab it. Okay. All right, so let's see which exercise would work here. And I should just mention that, full disclosure, I did study with Roy Burns for a short while. And why don't you tell the folks what the name of this book is while I'm looking?
Looking at a practical method of developing finger control by Roy Burns and Louis Mallet. It's a Henry Adler publication dating back to 1958. This was the copy that I had purchased at Steve's Music Store in Toronto in
Getting a plug-in for Steve.
yeah, back in 1993. Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you just take a look? Yeah, I could write this out for you too, but take a look. What was that?
I think see now I forget. I may have bought this at Just Drums in '93. I'm not sure now.
2 plugs. Oh, maybe this is even better. Okay, let's go to page 29. I've got Roy's brushes lesson.
Oh wow, on the front cover there.
Threw that out for me. It's charming. He liked to have me practice, if I recall, on an LP cover.
Yeah, yeah.
Old school. Okay, so you're at 29?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and play the first triplet exercise.
Yeah.
I'm just improvising. We'll just use this book. It's in the direction, as you'll notice, it's in the direction of the Murray Spivack up and down motion exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So we got we have the accent on beat 1 and the lead of the 1.
Well, you're just going to count it. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a.
You want me to play this out?
What's that now?
Tempo, do you want me to play this out?
Why don't you tell me? We're no metronome, Adlerian style.
Okay, let's let me see. One and 2 and.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, yeah, keep going. Let's see. So where's the upstroke?
Well, there would be in the middle triplet of middle triplet of beat 2. That's where there's that little release of the wrist, or that leads me to accenting the downbeat of 3.
And you see, after a while, you don't really need to think about it that much, but we're going to, because as we get into this more and more, there'll be certain exercises where you really do need to figure out, well, where is the up here? How am I playing this?
Absolutely.
Okay. So now you're not playing, as Richard Wilson would say, he'd call it any old way playing. We don't want to play, and I don't, I know you don't. We're not playing this any old way. Could, you know, but we're not. We want to know what we're doing. You know, I don't know if you, I used to suffer from like sounding really good one night, and then what happened? It's a different venue. It's a different size room. Now you're not on a riser. Now you're outside, and the sound just disappears, and you don't know how to.
Yeah.
Everything changes, and we want consistency in our approach. Okay.
Absolutely. No, I was aware of where that happened when I started playing it. I was aware of that.
There you go.
That's where that upstroke was happening.
And and when I asked, you were able to immediately describe where the upstroke occurs. Exactly. So yeah. So it's one and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. Go ahead and put the metronome on. Let's see where you are. One, and put the metronome on at 52.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now go ahead and put that up to, let's see what it looks like at 72. Okay, so now what I'm looking for, turn the metronome off, please. What we don't want to forget is, what does this feel like?
Exactly.
What does this feel like? Because now we're just doing that here. What? Look, it's the same. Only now we're just here. Could be here, could be here, could be here, here, could be here. Here, try this, I'll show you. Watch. I'll give you this part of it. Pick up stick, please. So we have, we have our 3 areas of focus, right? That we're considering every time we play a wrist, turn our wrist. Okay. So we have the wrist turn, We have the up to come down roller coaster, and we have a 3-finger. Okay, so try, you're coming up to here, doing that. Come all the way up. Yeah. Let it float up, come down. Oh, you're just stopping at the top. Then you lost the part. Look how it does that. Now, what's interesting is it almost wants to start to go in this direction. So now we can't rely on gravity to bring it down. We do have to set it into motion, but it feels similar. You wouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't even mention some of this stuff. So we want to float up. We let it float up. Come on. Okay, so we're up to here, and we're doing that. Now we're going to come up to here. Now remember, we're here, right? And as soon as, so the stick wants to go in this direction. As soon as we get to about here, the stick falls into the palm.
That's right.
You don't have to pull it in. It does it all by itself. So now we're going to come up that high, right? We're just going to come up here to here. And now we really do have the advantage of gravity helping us to gauge when the thing has come to the top. And as we follow it, okay, and now we're going to go somewhere in between. And we're going to not lose any of that. And then half of that. Now we're just coming to here. Keeping this so simple, and yet the simplicity is everything. All it is. A little turn, a little turn. Okay. Still floats out. Okay, now we're coming up to here. Do a couple of these. I'll let it float up. Now we're going to come a little lower to where it just falls into the palm. Feels different, doesn't it? Can you feel the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Maybe. Come back to here. There's a specific difference I want you to be aware of. Go from here to here. Go back to turning up to that place where it first falls into the palm. Okay, take that. Now turn just 4 or 5 inches. What difference do you feel?
Well, I mean, I'm feeling the weight of the stick in my hand.
Where?
Well, when I got, okay, I'm here, so, because I remember we covered all this before in detail, and then this is where the butt end of the stick touches the palm of my hand. When I get to this point, you start to feel the weight of the stick more in the mid-hand fulcrum.
Good. So I definitely feel that. I feel, that was good. I feel that as I turn lower and lower, the stick gets heavier and heavier.
Yeah.
Down here, all the weight is here. I have to lift that up. So in that sense, I do feel the weight of the stick. Now, so that's what we're doing when we turn our wrists. So we really haven't lost that concept that we started the lesson with, right? Where we're thinking of a wrist turn, we're thinking of up to come down, and we're thinking of a 3-finger grip. That's all that's happening. And we get so relaxed. Now we got to get this part. So show me this, because I'm seeing a bunch of this. Now remember, it's all wrist turn. Look, see, once you start to feel this, see, once you start to feel this, okay. No doubt that this is wrist. There's no doubt that this is wrist. Feel it here? There's no doubt that this is wrist. Well, what I'm asking you to do is use your wrist. You sure? How's the 3-finger grip looking?
Well, I could show you.
Okay, well, no, just contemplate that. We have to keep that. Okay, so then we're back here. Now we're here. No, and now we're here. Here, 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 down, and da 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 down, down, and da 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 down, 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 do do do. You okay? We're here. No, it's not this. It's this. It's this. Go ahead and put the stick like that. Need your other hand. Right now. How would you hold that? Would you hold it like this? Or would you hold it like this? More like that. Now your elbows come out. That's how you'd hold it. It's relaxed, isn't it? It's just hanging there, isn't it? Now, keep your hand on the Richard Martinez fixed point in the universe and come on down. There. Now remember how it felt like if you're going to hold it up here. It would feel kind of like that, wouldn't it? That's good. There. Now it looks more normal. Now it'll swivel in. You see, you got to hold it up here. Up here. Now go ahead and do this. Now remember, we have to use the grip that we're looking for. Dick would sometimes do that. He'd have you. I can't do it from here, but he'd take you up. But so now that it's up, no, now that it's up, how would we hold? I don't know if I've ever quite done. How would we hold it here? See, if you're too bent in, you want your grip. If you're too bent in it really stresses out your wrist. You feel it? No. I want you to pull your elbow in a little. Keep your. How did you get? Oh, I break. Oh, how did you do that?
I know. It's crazy, eh?
Isn't this hurt?
Yeah. Well, it didn't hurt, but it didn't feel comfortable. That's for sure.
That actually hurts me. I'm leveraging. That hurts. That definitely hurts. Okay, so we're up here, huh? And so we're in this position. Yeah, we're like that. And now we're gonna fix point, keep the hand on the other side, and we're gonna bring it in. There. So even if we come up a little, it's a perfect working system. Right? Here we're taking it all the way up to try to really test the parameters of the system, see if it breaks down, and it shouldn't. Right? Obviously, you pull your elbow in now. Go ahead and pull your elbow in, keeping your grip. No, hold on.
And keeping the stick vertical, you can't.
Like you can't, but that's how you're going up like this.
Yeah.
We're all the way up there like this. See, you wouldn't go up. You'd go up like this so that if you did come all the way up, it would look like that. Okay, good. Come back down. Back down. Yeah, see? It's really nice, isn't it? It works perfectly. How these guys figured this stuff out. Amazing. Yes. Okay, so we're just going to go up to here. There. Remember, what helped you was if it's here, it would feel like, kind of like that. This feels uncomfortable. You'd be in this position.
I feel like this, yeah.
The body's been doing this ever since you were born. I'm not teaching you, Murray. Anything you haven't been doing since the day you were born. Okay, good. And now we're just going to cock our wrist like that. Do it again. Now just cock your wrist. Remember the wrist turn. Remember the smooth wrist turn? That's all you're doing. Just making a whistle like that. See how important that normal getting wrist turn and getting the understanding of how this is wrist. It really is.
I felt the wave. I felt the up to come down wave.
Good.
I like that. I like that analogy of the wave.
Cool. And you're not trying it, just by allowing this system, this machine, to work in a natural way. You get a perfect whipping motion, but if you were to say to someone you're whipping, right, it is a wave. You can feel the energy roll out, but you're not trying. It happens for free. You get all the weight of the arm for free. It's just this, you're just making a motion, and it's wrist, like that. That's really good. Okay, so go ahead and play the exercise number. Okay, how about, why don't we do this now? So now we're going to play.
There's a lead with the left hand there.
Why don't we play the? Why don't we play which is very much like one of the Murray Spivack up and down motion exercises. Yeah. So put your metronome on at 60 and see if you can get this motion with the upstroke. See the up, 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 and you just go forever. And see how the thing shifts. See how the arms are moving, and don't they look natural? See, yeah. They're both doing the same thing. They're moving around this fixed point in the universe. Come on, we don't want this. It doesn't look like this. But we're not leading with the elbows. Leading with the wrist. Okay. Okay, go ahead and play each note with the metronome.
Okay.
No, no, the throw's not happening. You just, no, it's got to be this. Watch. It's got to be this. It's got to be this. Okay? Not this. Looks like a throw, but it's not. It's this to this. And you have all the time in the world. Okay, just do this. You're going to go up on the one click, and you're coming down on the other click. You don't even have to make a note. No, you got to get to here. Remember? You got to get to here. How would you hold the stick here? Show yourself. Yeah, okay, how would you hold it there? Really? How would you hold it here? Like that. No, okay, come down a little. You got the idea. Like that. Can you get to that point? Come down just a tiny bit more. Tiny bit more. Just right there. Can you get to that position every time? You need to get to. Now turn your wrist. We're successful. There. Can you do that with a metronome? You got to get to there, and then the wave that you felt. Go ahead. There. 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 Now the other hand and keep doing that. Da, da. And just, no. Add. We'll keep it in the right. My fault, maybe. I just want this. We're just going to do this now. Just that. No. You didn't get to here. There you go. Just turn nice and relaxed. You don't have to force it. Remember how you just turned nice and easy and it all collapsed? There, now the other hand. Just go tap and then tap with the other hand as a regular wrist turn.
Okay.
Keep the right going like that. It's an up and down motion. There it is. Come on, get to that position. Don't blow through this. You got to get to here. There. You got to get to there. Don't rush through it. Get to there. You got to get to there. No, come on, really get to here. And then make that gentle wrist turn. No, you're slamming the wrist when you turn it. If you're getting to here, no, you got to get to here. It's almost a moment where it hangs, right? Just like there's a moment where this hangs. It's got to get to here. Got to get to the top. Yeah, very briefly, just like this. How long does this stay? There's a minute. If we slowed the camera down, it'd be hovering right here. Like a rogue balloon. Sorry. No, you got to just get to here. No, you don't get to come up here and roll it back in. You don't get to do this. It gets to here, and then your focus goes on to turning your wrist. Nope. Got to get to that position. No, you're blowing through it. There it is. Almost. Come on, get to that position and stay there for just a moment. There. And then don't turn too hard on the way down. You had it. Do it again. No, you didn't get to this position. And now you're going to turn easy. Nope. Remember that easy. There. You got to get to that position. There. Almost. Don't slam on the way down. There. Good. Okay. You need to work on that. So you're just going to go through. You're going to go. I suggest you go through this whole thing, play really slow, because otherwise it's just you're wasting your own time. That's how you're going to do it. And you're going to have, oh, you're blowing through it again. You have to maybe look at this video and study. Let's do one more quick thing. You've had it. You've just got to get to this position. You felt it today. Pull out Mitch Peters. I haven't done much reading lately. Pull out Mitch Peters, Roman numeral 7. Okay, and in a sense, what we're doing here is just roll strokes, right? It's the 3 cants, variation 2, 5 hand motions per pulse. Now, I assume that maybe we should keep this not too similar.
What did you say it was Roman numeral?
7.
Here.
Okay. Put the metronome on at, put it on at 54. Now, you figured out how to play doubles today via the Swiss triplet. That's all that's happening. And you've actually experienced this. You've experienced, I know you're good, you're looking it over. You've experienced the motion, meaning this more than one motion. You've experienced this up motion to a down. It's got to get to there, right? It's got to get to there. Good. Okay, now that's all that's happening. Now we're combining the two. We're just putting these very simple motions together to form whatever stroke we're trying to play. In this case, it's a 5-stroke roll. So you have 5. You have 5 motions, so it's almost like a modulation, isn't it? 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how that works? So it's like, it's just, in a sense, it's a modulation. You're fitting 5 notes in, 5 motions.
Isn't it, wouldn't it be? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's
1, 2, that's only 4 motions per pulse. Yeah, he's modulated 5 into 1 pulse. So where there would be 4, now there's 5.
But my understanding is.
Okay, now I've got you messed up. Watch, Joe. Just play by feel.
Okay, let me see.
Watch. Here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He does that at one point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cymbal time, Joe. Watch. Doon, 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 doon. Imagine the right hand was a cymbal. You don't do, army boy. I'm the maddening to do. I'm the do dog do dog do dog do 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 dog do 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 do. Army boy. Da 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 da. That's why cymbal time. I'm playing cymbal time, so I better do this. No, this is cymbal time. You see how different that is from your concept of now I'm playing cymbal time, so I better be in French. It's like, really? How are you going to play this, which could be cymbal time, modern cymbal time? Changing your grip in the middle, though, or playing the right hand with a different grip. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so now you got the idea, right? So just metronome down at 40.
I guess you're thinking quintuplets then.
Okay, this is something new to you. That's interesting. 3 caps is pretty well known, and yeah. This is Richard Wilson-esque.
Yeah.
We played 5/2 before. Yeah, so you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing, Joe. No doubles. Don't play doubles.
Oh, no doubles?
Yeah, get the motions. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what about the throw we talked about? What about those wrist turns where the stick is a little heavier because you're down here? Where's all that gone?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now just turn those into doubles. Put your left hand on your cymbal. Can you put your left hand on your cymbal? Can you reach? Will it reach? I don't want you to do this. It looks like it's right within reach where you could reach over and play it.
I'd be playing it with my left hand.
Well, so what? That's what I mean. Yeah.
Hold on a sec, but I don't want to use these sticks on it. I will, whatever. Let me fix it so I can play it.
Well, now this is going in another direction, but okay. I'm making a modern guy out of you, Joe.
Okay, yeah. So you want me to just go?
First do it on the surface. Keep 4, 5, 1. Now put the left hand on the cymbal. Left hand on your cymbal. Cool. Doom 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 doom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the thing isn't bound by what is a perfectly valid tradition.
Yeah.
Right? Just as tonal music is as valid as atonal music. But but what it would typically be ding, 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 that's a ding. And it's like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
And yet you still got within the context of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You still have the percussion. Yeah, da 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 da. As soon as you have two notes before this, there's your cymbal time. Your da 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 da. Right? There's a little bit of that going on. Here I'm just playing a 5-stroke roll, right? And you can hear. Da da da. Da 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 da. Here it's really obvious, right? Let's see. And to really hear the cymbal time, it's all it's a 6-stroke roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or right, the sticking of the 6-stroke roll. Okay, so you see that cymbal time can take all different forms, and to suddenly be switching into another grip because now you're going to play cymbal time doesn't make any sense to me if we're trying to take this instrument into the next century. Okay, it's good though. So you felt a lot of it today. You felt a wrist turn. What's all the wrist turn? But you felt the traditional classic turning of the wrist. You felt a rebound within the context of, which is via a wrist turn, not from pulling with your fingers. And you got the motion. No, got to get to here. I don't care if you have to stop. Yeah, and just turn with that wrist turn you've learned. There. You just have to instill that because it's new to you. Okay. Very good job.
Not entirely new, but something that's it's a work in progress.
Right. As I mentioned, you know, Dick would say it's so subtle. Most people they'll never get it.
Yeah.
Right. And so you see the difference between going like this, because it looks like a wrist turn. Yeah, look, I'm turning my wrist. I'm in the wrong position, as opposed to this.
Exactly.
There's like two different worlds, and yet you have a stick in your hand, your palm down, and it appears like as though you're turning your wrist. But they're two entirely different things. So it's the subtlety. We're back to the Richard Wilson line. The subtlety is everything. Turning off the camera.